Hey everyone, welcome back to Caleidoscope. Today I'll be helping you get better at texturing milk for latte art using the MARZOCCO LINEA PB. I am by no means an expert at steaming milk, but I've had the privilege of working with this coffee machine for about 2 years now, so I've got a few tips and tricks up my sleeve. If you're a barista and you want to get better at latte art, let me tell you, it just always starts with good milk texturing. Disclaimer, everyone has their own preference at how they steam and texture milk, so I urge you to take what you already know and adapt it with the things that you learned from this video. I'll be referring to small drinks as 8-ounce cups and large drinks at 12-ounce cups. And if you're a beginner in all of this, sit tight, relax, and take some notes. And just know that practice makes perfect. Let's get on to the video. So the first step is to know how to use the correct size of milk pitcher for each drink that you make. This is very important as using the wrong size milk jug will make it harder for you to get the perfectly textured milk that you also desire. I've got 4 examples here to show you, and the first one is used for small 8-ounce coffees or can also be used for your 4-ounce piccolo lattes. The next one is almost identical in size as the first one but has a larger capacity. Then the next one is larger in size and is perfect for 2 small coffees or 1 large coffee if you underfill the jug. Last one here is pretty big and can be used for 3 small coffees or 2 large ones. The next thing you need to know is how much milk you need to include in the milk jug and what level you need to steam it to. The general rule of thumb is to fill the jug with milk just under the start of the spout. Then you can actually adjust accordingly depending on the size of the cups in your cafe or at home. For a small cup, you need about 1 centimeter rise in the level of milk when you finish steaming. For larger jugs, you want to introduce more air into the milk because that level of froth will be divided between the number of coffees you need to make. Please note that overfilling the jug means that it's harder for you to control the texturing of the milk and might lead to some of the milk spitting out of the jug and leaving a mess on your countertop, which is what you do not want to have because that means more cleanup. So the first trick that I want to teach you is turning the knob for the steam one just a little bit. You actually get lower pressure and temperature steam, meaning that you can texture small jugs of milk with ease. This means less chances of accidentally adding too much air into your milk and then ruining your milk. Then, if you turn it all the way, you can maximize the potential and the speed of the steam one when steaming 2 or more portions of milk for volume. Remember that everyone has their own preference on how they steam milk, but here's a good guideline to reduce the number of variables so that you have a higher chance of getting good milk. So the first step is to purge and then place the steam one at its most upright position. Next, you place the jug so that the steam one is at the center of the jug, like so, and then move it slightly to the left or to the right, depending on what you like. At this point, the line at the tip of the steam one should be just at the surface of the milk. Since we're using a small jug, you want to turn the steam one just slightly. And then, if you are right-handed, please use your left hand to hold the jug to sense the temperature of the milk. I'm using my index and thumb to hold the handle of the jug, while the other back of the 3 fingers are touching the jug to feel the temperature. Tap out any large bubbles forming at the surface and give your milk a swirl to keep the milk alive for pouring latte art. As you can see, the milk is nice and shiny, resembling something like wet paint. And now comes the fun part, which is actually pouring good latte art. I think I'll go for a winged tulip here. Okay, so the last heart at the top isn't that great, but what I'll show you is that there is barely any milk left over in the jug. And also, if we go to a lower angle, we can see the level of the froth using this glass cup. This over here is good froth level for a latte, but the froth in the cup will slightly thicken over the next minute or 2. Now let me show you how this looks like from a different angle. Doing the exact same thing when steaming for 1 small coffee, but note how the milk jug is slightly angled to the left. Alright. That little tilt over there is what gets me good froth when I'm steaming my milk. Next up, we're going to steam for 2 small coffees in a larger jug and take a look again at how I angle my jug. Right now, my jug is angled towards me rather than to my left, and I lean the jug on the base of the coffee machine too, because I find that this produces the best quality milk for this pitcher. Try this yourself when steaming in medium 600ml jugs like this or larger. I find that it produces the best quality milk for that volume. And finally, the last tip I have is for steaming alternative milk like almond milk, soy milk, or oat milk. We actually want to introduce slightly less air and also stop the heating of the milk slightly beforehand, because these alternative milks actually tend to continue heating up in the jug. Now look how quickly this soy milk comes up to temperature. Bam! Wasn't that quick? Now that's all the tips and tricks I have for you on how to steam milk using the MARZOCCO LINEA PB. For more content like this in the future, hit the like and the subscribe button. But till then, let's enjoy some latte art pouring.